Hi everyone, Fiona Smart here from Cafe Lab. One of the biggest issues my customers face, and by customers I'm talking about cafe owners, is how do I drive more sales into this business? I'm going to give you 3 tips to grow your sales and improve your profitability, but I'll do this as a 3-part series, this video being part 1. Today I'm covering the easiest tip, which is creating a sales team. Tip number 2 is to think outside of the box. And tip number 3 is the most time-consuming one, and that is to revisit your cost of goods. First up, I want to tell you about a sales training workshop that I facilitated with a team last week. During that session, I asked them to write down 2 things that they felt were blocking them from being able to sell more products. Out of all of the attendees, 100% of them said the same thing, and it was, I don't know how much I need to sell, as in they've got no target. It was quite surprising actually. And the second main issue was that they didn't feel comfortable in selling, and they didn't want to come across as pushy with their customers. I see these 2 things popping up constantly, consistently, and they could be blockages in your business. So let's get stuck into the idea of creating a sales team. I'm confident that if I were to enter your store as a team member or as a leader, whether it's counter service or table service, that I could boost your sales today. Why? Well, firstly, I'm comfortable in the zone of selling in a cafe. Secondly, if I believe in a product, if I've tasted it and I know it's good, it's a done deal. I can sell it. Thirdly, and a big one, that I have an owner's mentality, meaning if I don't sell product, I don't have a business, so I get it. And these are going to be the points that I'm going to cover with you today. So the first point was around comfortability in the sales process. I hear a lot of the time that staff literally don't upsell. They don't sell second coffees. And when I dig deeper into it, a big factor is just a lack of confidence in having those sales conversations, or an inability to weave the sale into the dialogue and banter that is cafe life. You know, cafes are fast paced and there's not a lot of time to have that conversation to increase the spend per head. So your team need to be confident and fast. And as far as I'm concerned, this is as simple as training great people just to do their job. You need to hire well, and you need to bring people into your team that are enthusiastic about life, firstly, but also about hospitality. And you need to ensure that they understand right from the get-go that this is about serving and selling. And then you need to coach them into what you need in your business. The second point for me as you get more sales is about knowing your product. And as I said, if I believe in a product, and I'm sure you're the same, you can confidently explain that product, you'll be able to sell it. And your team are going to be the same too. So what better way to light the fire in them and to get them to experience your product for themselves, or to practice working with the product if that's the case. So you should create a menu sampling opportunity and get their feedback on products. Get them to articulate the flavors with words of a dish. This is all part of the selling landscape, and this is the kind of culture that you need to have in your business. And to that point, if you're selling something that needs some level of expertise, like a piece of brewing equipment, make sure the team understand the equipment, the brewing method, the outcome of brewing with this piece of equipment, the grind size. That way the customer can be sold the product. And there's nothing that's, as you would know, there's nothing that will stifle that sales moment up if you don't understand the product. The final thing I want to touch on is my point about having an owner's mindset. And that's the mindset that gives you the focus to sell a product. How do you impart that focus and the ownership around sales to your team members? It is a challenge, but it can come in the shape of incentives, but that's another topic for another day. I just want you to make sure that you have set sales targets for the business and for the team. And in terms of sharing those targets with the team, you can go like big picture or small picture. Big picture might be something you share with your manager or the supervisor, and it could be annual goal for annual turnover. A small picture could be team just knowing the daily sales targets, the ATV, having maybe individual goals or team goals. I'll just put it to you like this: if your team don't know where the target is, they're just not going to hit it. So the key points to get more sales, part 1 of this series, in building a strong sales team, is to firstly train your team to be sales expert and customer experience specialists. Help them to articulate your awesome product by having tasted it for themselves so they can talk with authenticity and passion. and set them targets. Measure the outcomes, reward achievements, regardless of the scale. In the first instance, just trying to sell that second coffee is worthy of positive feedback, regardless of the outcome. That's it for me. If you would like some help in growing the sales in your business, check out my services page, cafelab.com.au. If you have any questions or feedback, please hit me up in the comments below. And I'll be back with part 2 of driving more sales into your business by thinking outside of the box. Thanks for watching.